In 2019, the CFO of a healthcare professional corporation discovered the data warehouse on which he relied for financial reporting and accounting allocations had crashed. This was no one-stop accounting shop, as every healthcare provider depended on that data warehouse for the calculation of his or her distribution based on complicated allocations of revenue and cash receipts. In 30 years of automating back offices using Sage software, I've discovered there are no true accounting emergencies except when they affect someone's paycheck. This was exactly that, which made it a really big deal. I'm Brian Terrell, managing partner of B. Terrell Group. We've been automating back offices using Sage Intacct out of a North Texas office longer than anyone. Sage Intacct, the one and only application ever named by the AICPA as the preferred provider of financial applications, and B. Terrell Smart Suite, a portfolio of software services and deliverables that includes Sage Intacct, were the perfect replacements for the financial reporting and accounting allocation capabilities of the failed legacy on-premises and offline data warehouse. Today, I've invited Chris Firra, a CPA, a Sage Intacct certified consultant, and a B. Terrell senior consultant for over 20 years, to share his perspectives on this engagement and answer a couple of questions related to Sage Intacct's Dynamic Allocations module, on which our healthcare CFO now relies for accounting allocations he's contractually obligated to make to determine the amount of his healthcare provider's monthly distributions. Hey Chris, how you doing?
Hey Brian.
I've been reminiscing about the Healthcare Professional Association we upgraded to Sage Intacct a couple of years ago from the on-premises legacy ERP application that had become technologically obsolete, along with its associated on-premises offline data warehouse they used for calculating allocations and financial reporting. You were far closer to that engagement than I was, and I'd love to hear how you remember that challenge and also how you remember Sage Intacct solving that challenge.
They had an extensive offline process that wasn't part of their ERP system. The ERP system could not accomplish the intricate allocation methodologies that were being used for cost sharing and other overhead allocations. And so they had a data warehouse based system where they were essentially performing the allocations and then producing financial reports. Those allocations never made it into the actual general ledger. And so they had to rely on that system, and over time, over 10 years or so, the system started to become less and less reliable. And so they needed a replacement that simplified the process, made it easier so that other people could be brought up to speed really quickly instead of having a single data warehouse expert that tried to maintain it, or expensive outside consultants to help support it. And that's what Sage Intacct provided with dynamic allocations.
B. Terrell depends every day on the expertise and ingenuity of Chris and the incredibly talented professionals he serves alongside to deliver on the promises of B. Terrell Smart Suite, including unlimited configuration and reconfiguration of Sage Intacct, unlimited technical support and ongoing business process review, unlimited report and dashboard design development, and unlimited end-user training and continuing client education. B. Terrell is nothing without Chris and his team. Join me next week when we'll hear more from Chris about the value Sage Intacct and B. Terrell Smart Suite creates in healthcare and other professional services organizations. Until then, insist on membership in B. Terrell Smart Suite.